Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Savor Food and Body, where women heal their relationship with food, their body, and improve their health with intuitive eating, especially during menopause. So, we're into Halloween week when we're recording this. And what's scarier than Halloween candy and treats? Listen to this really short little snippet of our podcast episode this week, and you'll learn why it's really important to, one, not be as afraid of the sweets and the candy as much as the story you tell yourself about them. So it's not uncommon, unusual for folks that Halloween is really the kickoff to the holiday season. Now, we may feel like Thanksgiving's a long ways off and decorating for Christmas is a long ways off, or whatever winter holiday that you celebrate is a long ways off. But really, from a food perspective, having worked 10 years in grocery retail, once Halloween hits, it kind of all snowballs into Thanksgiving and then different holiday parties during the month of December and then on into January. So let's get into the details here a little bit more on what's the scariest part of Halloween candy beyond the candy. So, first of all, it's the story you tell yourself about eating sugar. So, there's a lot of noise out there right now about eating too many carbs, how many carbs are you supposed to eat? And if you're a woman in midlife, once on the hips, once on the lips, twice on the hips is often the message that we're given, especially in the face of changing metabolic rates, and the term insulin resistance is being tossed around a lot. So there's a lot of fear around simple carbohydrates like sugar in candy and other baked goods or holiday foods. However, a lot of that fear is unfounded or based on unfounded research. For example, a lot of the studies done on quote unquote sugar addiction, they don't talk about the restriction that happened for it was usually mice or rats in the studies, and those animals were restricted from sweetened chow prior to testing how addictive their brains received that sugary chow when they did get the food. So that's a really important part for our conversation today, in the fact that overeating or binging or over consuming of sweetness usually follows restriction. So if you're someone that's been trying to be good, quote unquote good, all year long and trying to really limit your sugar intake, especially added sugar intake, and you haven't allowed yourself the permission to have the variety of pleasure dense foods alongside the variety of nutrient dense foods, if you're in that boat, well, then you've been in that, we'll call it restriction period or restrictive mindset with simple carbohydrates, with sugar for the last 10 months. And now here we are coming into the holiday season. And once you taste your favorite holiday Halloween candy or your favorite holiday recipe, that sends the signals off in your brain like, oh my gosh, where has this been the last 10, 11 months? I need as much of it as possible because January is right around the corner and she's going to shut me off again. She's going to cut off my supply to this delicious, sweet, satisfying food. So again, that story that you tell yourself about eating sugar could be coming from the messaging around sugar addiction. Maybe you have a personal history with prediabetes, diabetes, family history of blood sugar concerns. But hear me when I say this. Independent of what your health situation is, your body can still handle having some sugar, having some added sugar, having some simple carbohydrates. It's more about, what do we pair them with? What else is going on in the whole eating scene for that day? So that's really important. Even if you have that family history or your own personal concerns about blood sugar, it is not an end all be all that you can never enjoy some of the holiday sweetness. And again, limiting yourself in that way could potentially backfire to you eating more than is comfortably full, or maybe that it aligns with your health concerns. The other piece that often trips people up in this season of the holidays coming into the season is not eating adequately through the day, especially on days that you might be going to a holiday engagement or party in the afternoon, evening time. So, what that can look like is when you have a celebration that you're going to, make sure you eat a solid breakfast. Eat a breakfast that includes satisfying ingredients like complex carbohydrates with plenty of fiber in them, adequate protein, healthy fats. Do the same thing at lunchtime. By doing that, and hopefully this is somewhat similar to how you're eating on any typical day, but by doing that on a day that you're going to go to an evening or afternoon event, you're more likely to arrive at said event feeling a little bit more grounded in your food choices, and able to look at the food buffet or the cookie exchange buffet, whatever that may be, and pick out the cookies or the sweets that actually look satisfying to you or that you want to try. And you might be more likely to decide, like, say you have a plate full of deliciousness, the sweetness, and you go through and you're trying it, and you're like, meh, no, this one doesn't really do it for me. And you're able to toss that one aside. But you say, oh, but this one I really like. Okay, cool. I might get a second helping of that one. The point is, if you come into a holiday celebration, gathering situation, but you've been well nourished up until the event, you're more likely to make conscious, mindful food choices based on your satisfaction. And that can include, how do you want to feel after the event, too? Not in a restrictive way, but by staying attuned to what does your body need and what does your body want. Again, that sweet spot of gentle nutrition. Now, I've mentioned this briefly a little bit at the beginning, but this is also important to remind yourself of. If you bargain with yourself that you can eat candy on Halloween only if you throw the rest in the trash the next day and say you've now vowed to never eat sugar again until Thanksgiving, this, again, restrictive mindset towards that Halloween candy will backfire, either by you eating more, say 3 days after Halloween, and all the candy is still on sale. So even though you threw yours in the trash, you might be inclined to go and buy more because that restrictive mindset triggers the dieting rebel, as it's called in intuitive eating, to push you to go get more again, kind of out of a compulsive reaction, as opposed to like, yeah, it sounds really good to go get some more Halloween candy. I think I'll go buy some. The other piece that might happen is if you white knuckle it through not enjoying sweet treats or desserts, whatever you want to call them, or snacks between now and Thanksgiving, you're going to arrive to Thanksgiving and you're going to eat a lot of pumpkin pie, or you're going to eat a lot of pecan pie, or whatever your favorite dessert is at Thanksgiving. Again, because it's like holding a beach ball underwater, and you can only press that beach ball down so long until finally you get tired of holding the beach ball underwater. You're like, forget it, screw it. I don't want to do this anymore. And then the beach ball analogy, the beach ball explodes through the water, and it's like you taking a big deep breath and going, finally, I can enjoy some pumpkin pie. I can enjoy some pecan pie or whatever your favorite holiday cookies are. But then in doing that, you can lead to more reactive eating around those foods. So here's the number one tip. Don't restrict yourself at Halloween for as long as the Halloween candy is around. And if that is Halloween through to January, fine, no big deal. However, what I want you to notice is if you allow yourself full permission to enjoy the Halloween candy, the types that you actually like, and you allow yourself to have them whenever you want them, afternoon snack, part of a meal, whatever works best for you. I'm a big fan with morning coffee, having your favorite piece of Halloween candy or dark chocolate in my case. If you start practicing that now and you include it through to Thanksgiving, have some pumpkin pie for breakfast, have some pecan pie for breakfast, you will find that that pull, impulsivity towards the sugar, towards the added sugar, the sweet treats, the baked goods, whatever it is for you, you will find that that impulsivity decreases because it loses its allure. It loses its distraction factor for when you're bored or you don't want to attend a meeting in the afternoon or you need a pick me up or whatever. It's not going to feel the same to go and grab the sweet pick me up when you're allowing yourself to have it on a continuous basis. So don't fall for the restrictive mindset saying, I can only have the candy here. I'm not going to have it here. I'm going to do extra workouts, whatever it is to make up for the candy. Don't fall for that because, again, it will trigger your rebellious attitude every day of the week and twice on Sunday if you fall for that restrictive mindset. And then you're going to actually end up eating more of the food than you usually feel comfortably full doing. So ditch the restrictive mindset and practice allowing yourself permission to have a variety of pleasure dense foods, including sweet treats or desserts or candy, however you call them, right alongside having a variety of nutrient dense foods. This is not an either or conversation, it is a both and. I hope that's helpful. I hope that helps you reduce some of the stress coming into the holiday weekend that we're going into, and hopefully snowball you right into New Year's, helping you find peace with some of those traditional holiday foods and foods that you enjoy this time of year. If you want to ask questions, you want to unpack how the story that you tell yourself around sugar, I'm here for it anytime. Go to alpinenutrition.org, hit the contact button at the top, and I would love to hear what your situation is. So for now, have a great weekend, savoring food in your body, and we'll talk again soon. Take care.